Hi friends, it's Velvet. Today I am here with some stuff that I pulled out to make a signature or two. This is just me grabbing some things that I've had for a while. Maybe I've forgotten about, you know, some interesting things, some not so interesting things, just to show you some of the things that you can use in your signatures. And they don't have to be anything special. You know, it just depends on what you have around your house. So, some of these things I have coffee dyed, others are just old, but there's no reason why you need to buy old books. You can coffee dye a 2023 dictionary page and it'll look old. So, you know, if you know how to coffee dye, that's a great way to age your papers. So I wanted to show you what I've pulled out and then go ahead and figure out how I want to make this signature and what size I want it to be. I found this that I had folded and obviously wanted to make into a cover, a soft cover. So I think I'm going to base all of my page sizes on this here, and we'll get to that in a minute. So this is something that I happened upon. I was somewhere the other day and there was just a whole bunch of junk, and I picked up this book on automotive repairs, so I grabbed that. I've got these are actually, this is from Shakespeare. These three are, and the book was super old, so I grabbed these. I may reinforce these with some washi tape. I don't know, but since they came out as full pages, I'm willing to use them that way. Yeah, so that could be fun. And these were bound with string, and that's how come I was able to keep the whole page. If these had been glued in, it's way more difficult or impossible to pull out an entire page unless they are actually glued together at the seam. So, you know, if you're in search of books that you want to pull apart and hopefully use in this manner, search for ones that are stitched together, and then you can cut the stitches at the middle part. So you can even see where the stitches were. There's like a little shadow or something. So once you snip all the stitches, you can very gently kind of wiggle this up out of the stitch, and that's what I did for these. This is just a book on government that's super duper old, 1915 maybe. Same thing, it was stitched, so I pulled it out. This I definitely think needs to be washi taped. I've got here a pretty old piano book. I don't know if I can tell the age on it. 1928. Ooh, it's so close to being not copywritten, although you'd have to do a little bit of due diligence. But anyway, I intend to use at least maybe like this, cut in half, but we'll get to that in a minute. You don't have to use old piano paper. You can, if you've got something newer on hand, coffee dye or spray it. Oh, this is another page from that government book. This is something I found, I think it was in an estate auction. It was like a, you know, sign in to our cottage kind of thing. The book is actually pinned together, and I like with wood pins, and so I couldn't get it out nicely, but I ripped it. I didn't care. These are some other old books. These are definitely older than the copyright, which I think this year is 1927, because it's 75 years, unless it was recopywritten. So I'm going to use these. And I don't know why I'm telling you about the copyright, because it doesn't matter in a book like this. These are a couple of really old hymnals, and that's a really old book page. I've got just some kids drawing paper here. I love that it's that color, so it's, you know, it's just begging to be used in a junk journal. This is one of my coffee dyed papers. I love this one. I had copied this. This is actually, this side is best. This is actually part of a digital download that I put up on my Etsy site if you're interested. I think there's like 10 pages that are, these are, I did with roses. So, fun stuff. And then I coffee dyed some envelopes that I've had these sitting around forever. This is, it's the sticky envelope. I forgot to take the sticky off when I coffee dyed it, but we'll deal with that. But I like to put envelopes in. Here's more coffee dyeing. This one, obviously, I did not dip into the coffee. I put the placemat down and sprayed, and that's how it came out, which is pretty cool. This is an old pattern that I printed off. I mean, super duper old. So, this is another coffee dyed piece of paper with something I've printed off that can go in. Fun stuff. More coffee dyed paper, just plain, easy to write on for people. More stuff, just, you know, some little marks here and there, but that one's kind of cool. I love the little dots on the back there. This is some blank piano paper. By the way, all of those that are coffee dyed here are just copy paper. A couple of them are the thicker copy paper, the rest are just plain copy paper. This is just a little book that I bought that was very inexpensive, and I just coffee dyed this. Graph paper is always fun, especially when it's got a nice design on that side. I don't know, this might be available on my Etsy too. This is just some rice paper that I dyed. So it's got a rough side and then a glossier side. Both can still be written on. More coffee dyed paper. It's got a little blue in there. Same here. I think I was using some of my mists, and I just did a quick spray with a blue just to see how it would look. More coffee dyed. Oh, this room smells like coffee now. And then this is just from a pad of paper that I had. This is from an old cookbook, and I was able to get it out in one piece. So that's fun. This is an old book. Oh, look, the string is still there. Butterfly book. Bird book. And it came out in one piece, but clearly that was some heavy-duty stitching there. Excuse me. So I will reinforce that with the washi. This is from a replica Sears catalog. I folded it in half because I was interested to see if I could do one of those long journals that a lot of people are doing now. And I did the same with this one, just to see how they would turn out. And so I think I might set these aside and actually do that. This is just, you know, from a gardening book. Something relatively new. This is from a Poor Richard's Almanac. It came out in one piece. I may not need to washi that. And of course I will cut it down. And then this is from a 1946 magazine for musicians. So I will cut this down. Kills me to part with this old stuff, but it's getting reused, and I like that. So let's right now put this over here. And we'll measure, oh, that's sticky here. Get that sticky off so I don't ruin any of my papers. Let's go ahead and measure. Nope, that doesn't have any measurements on it. There we are. See? Okay. So our book is going to be 7 inches wide. And let's say 11 and a half inches tall, but we won't count that. See the 2 seams here. About 10 and a half inches tall. So that's what we're looking for here, is 10 and a half inches tall. And then if it's a single page, we would want something that's less than 7 inches. That's what I said, right? Yep. 6.5 at most, I think we would want to go. So this will need to be cut this way and this way. So my thinking is, let's get out our trimmers. Move my drink. So we know this has to be less than 7 inches. This way. Let's go, like I said, to 6.5. And that can go in our scrap pile. Let's just make sure. Perfect. Okay. And now we know we want to be less than 10 and a half here. So I am going to do this. I'm going to cut off the obvious stuff and then see how we measure here. That can go in our scrap pile, and look at that, it's perfect. All right, so there's 1 page of a signature done. This is small enough that it can go in as is. Same thing here. Now these, I'm setting these over here like this, open. This is not the order that they'll go in because that's a little too many book pages in a row, I think. This doesn't need to be cut. You could cut these so that they're different sizes and, you know, whatever you want to do. This is obviously good. And because this opens up, good. Now this one will go in as a folded element. So what you could do, you could fold in half. You could also go like this and make one side longer than the other. So it's just a little bit, it's, you know, just fun. All right, so this will go get folded in half. Look at that, it's perfect. So we know now that any of the coffee paper, coffee dyed copy paper that we've picked out is going to be just fine for this. If you're using a cover that's shorter, what I tend to do is before folding, I will cut just an end off that's not as interesting. Like this is ripped. I'll deal with that when we decorate. But if I needed to make this piece of paper smaller, I would probably cut here and then fold in half. That way you've got all the best stuff there. Same with this. Same here. So I think what I'm doing here is making 2 signatures. This book will probably be a 3 signature book though. So I want to pull some more stuff. And I actually just yesterday and the day before went through all of my books because a lot of them were just sitting in piles on top of this dresser that I used down here. And it was just atrocious. So I sorted through all of them. So I put all of my Flora books together, all of my Fauna books together, all of anything that's sewing and fashion together. Anything that is dictionary, thesaurus, encyclopedia related. I put those together. Foreign language books, put those together. Gosh, there's so much more music related stuff together, miscellaneous together. And now they are in better stacks that I can actually get to. And I was able to find space by clearing out some of my stuff over on the other side of the table for the books that I don't use right now, but will in the future. So, all right, so we've come to a situation where this is too long. Instead of cut this, I think what I want to do is go like this and make a little pocket or tuck right here. Just want to make sure that this is nice and even though. It almost seems like it's not, doesn't it? Look at that. It doesn't look... Huh, interesting. Well... It's going to drive me crazy if I don't fix this right now. And then I'm going to tuck this side in. And it really doesn't matter if they're even, unless this is going to be the center of your book. It doesn't really matter. See that? It's just not an even page, is it? It's probably going to drive me crazy if I don't cut this. And I think this side was doing the same thing, wasn't it? Oh, it's so little, I don't want to worry about that side of it. All right, so when this goes into your book, you'll go like this. You'll glue the top and the bottom, and then you've got a tuck spot. You can put a tag in each side, journaling card, whatever you want. Okay. You know, there might be enough here that it's actually 3 signatures. I can't tell right now. I usually do 7 to 9 pages per signature, depending on how thick the spine of the book is. The last book I did, which was the floral one, I was using like a Dick and Jane book and only putting in 2 signatures because it's so thin. I think I only had 6 or 7 pages per signature in that one, just to accommodate that small spine. Love this. I did not grab any. Actually, I do have a piece of piano paper. Let's see. If we were to fold this in half, would it be too wide? Not at all. We're adding it. We are adding that piano paper. Don't think you have to run out and get player piano paper. I happened upon a really great deal on eBay one time. And so I grabbed it. It's hard to work with, but it's kind of cool to have in your stash if you can. Now this looks like I need to take a border off on all of this, so I don't want to put it into the book with a border on. I've done that by accident before. Egads, this is not gonna... Let's see. I forgot. This is like really super thin paper. And my trimmer is not the biggest fan of super thin paper. There, managed to get that. Just have to go from the top. I've been saying for a while that I need to change my blade, but have I done it? Nope. Whoopsie. Okay. end up doing is putting it this way. I like to put the prettier side on the outside, so this one is a little bit more detailed than this blob of nothing in here. So I like, so that this will show before they get to the inside of it. So, I don't know if I want to bind these in as pages or, you know, like over the, so it would go over the top like that, or over the side. You know. So let's, I'm going to set these aside for now. I'm popping the bubbles in this packaging. This one I'm pretty sure we need to cut down. Why no? No, we don't have to. It'd be easier if you have a scoreboard, but I like to do it this way and then use my bone folder to do something with this, with the seam, unless, as in this one, it's folded against the grain. Then I don't want to take my bone folder to it because it might actually rip. All right, so this, believe it or not, I am actually going to put in the book. Oh, I was going to put it in the book like this. This is going to have to be a decoration. In fact, maybe we'll even put it like that. So that'll be for another time, I guess. This is an actual page. Let me see if we can successfully fold this one. Yes. For a very early 1900s book page, that's impressive. What will happen when I go to sew it? I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Same thing here. I guess it's like with anything. If you're gentle, you can make it work. This was an intact. Yep, this is intact. And this is not, so we're going to go like this. I'm going to have a lot of small pages in this, but I'm okay with that. I am definitely okay with that. I'm not going to rip, I don't think I'm going to, oh, maybe I should. Just kind of clean up the edge there. I wasn't going to because it's just cool. Oh, it's got me a little worried there. See, there's just a little bit, but that's okay. All right, here's where we're going to need to do a little work. Actually, these book pages, let me just make sure that these are intact. Yep. Intact. Yep. Okay. All right. What would we like to do here? Let's just see. All right, let's use this. We probably want this to show. So that would be cool. First things first, I'm going to take the end off of this, or, you know, take this, the blank stuff off. Okay, we decided that was 7, right? So let's, I'm just going to take the very tippy top off of this. 6.5. Can I make it work like that? I'm gonna make it work. Well, yeah, of course that's gonna work. What am I thinking? Oh, I was thinking about the shorter side. So I could make this work if I cut this off the bottom. Right there. Pretty sure that'll work. Just in terms of height. Oh, it's just a little bit. Just a little tiny bit. Bummer. I mean, we are just really taking a sliver off there to make it just, yep, it's just in. Now this, I want to go to, I'm going to go to 6 3/4 so we're not taking off too much of it. Now all of this is going into my scraps. Let's just make sure. That's perfect. Awesome, awesome. So this I'm just going to set aside. This I think will be perfectly fine like this. And then last but not least, oh, there's a fly in my house. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this right at this natural break in the columns. Oh, goodness gracious, that's going to rip. Nope, I'm going to have to do it with the big scissors. There. These will be great. You can always go like this with them, or use them as, yeah, I could go like that, or use them as decoration. So I'm going to put those there. All right, now we need to do 6.5. Let's see if there's a natural break here. No, of course there isn't. See if I can make this easier on myself. Now I'll cut it. There we go. Oh wait, what was I thinking? I didn't have to cut it. Oh, no. Oh, I did the wrong measurement again, of course. But that's okay. That means this part could probably be used for a different signature. All right, so everything is cut now. Let's see if we can't figure out how we want these signatures to look. All right, here's what we have. First things first, I think this, and I think there was another, I thought there was another taller one. Maybe not. But this. Let's start with 2 signatures and see what happens. All right, so I think I'll start the 2 this way. I hope that we're in frame and you can see everything. Yeah. Okay. So next to that, I want something that the people can write on. That could be fun. There. So as I'm doing these signatures, I like to do them at the same time, so I know I've got the same amount of paper. There's that. And this. I want something to write on. That. This. That could be fun there. This could be good here. I'm going to do a little book page. A little book page. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 already. I need some more writing paper in here. So we're at 7, 8, 8. Okay. What if we do our signatures with 8 pages? I'm going to try and mimic this. I may have way too much, actually. This could be the first page of this. We could go, I want something taller. There. That's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. You also want the middle page to be somewhat interesting, so that's what I've done here. So that should be 8 in that pile. So we have 3 signatures. Let's just see how these fit in our book. I almost feel like it should go this direction, so it gradually gets bigger. That could be nice, and the reason I say that is I could actually, so I think my original idea was to keep this pocket here, which will work. I'll just go like this. Let's just see how it closes there. Yeah, that would work well. So I'm going to go with 3 signatures of 8 pages each. But since we've got all this sitting here, let's put together another signature. We can always use it on our next book, right? There we go. Oh gosh, this fly is bothering me now. What have we got? 4 already. Wow. These go fast. 5. 6. Maybe we make this the outside. That's fun. 7. And 8. What else have we got left? Okay, so maybe we're starting on 2 books. All right, so what have we got? What have we got? We've got, let's start with a little paper. This, and then go big. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this one's got 6, so it needs 2 more papers. 7. 7. What else do we have? What do we have sitting around here? I am just looking at other stuff on my desk to see if I have anything that's easily foldable. Well, let's throw this in there. It's from a kit that I had 2 papers left over, so why not, right? There. There's a second book, a small one. You know, something that's wide, but just thin. Perfect. I am going to clip these for next time around. And there we go. So this is how it's going to look. Undecorated. Oops. Missed the thing there. It's kind of fun, isn't it? Oh, and the other thing you'll probably want to do is stagger these. So if you've got, you could even go like that, and like that. It just adds a little bit of interest, right? Just got to make sure that you stitch so that try to hit at least 2 spots on each paper. 3 is obviously ideal, but 2 works. Okay. Signature 2 and signature 3. We'll have to decorate the heck out of that one. It looks so plain next to the music. There, look at that. And there we have it. Next time I come back to this, I think I will work on a cover, figure out what I want to use, and maybe get it glued down and or stitched. Or maybe I'll just do that and and come back to you with it all set. But you know, until you see me in the next video, grab some stuff that you want to put on the cover. When I'm working with this, I tend to use fabric for the cover material, or like rice paper. Fabric is easy to, as long as it's not too thin, easy to tack down with your Fabri-Tac, and then you can sew it into place all around. So, all right. Well, that'll do it for today. Thank you so much for taking this little ride with me in making a new journal. I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. Have a good day. Bye.